Ahí. 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 Yeah. 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 Okay. Hail. Hail to all. I hope you're having a good day and a good night. And this is your guy. You already know who this is. Your guy, Creative Humble, coming back to you again. Pre recorded, but still live. Indeed. Pre recorded. So, yeah, back at it again, man. You know, a little bit tired, a little bit sleepy. Been doing a lot of studying for a lot of other things that I'm taking care of on my own side. Just been reading this book, The Gods of Eden. Oof, this book, man, has a lot to it. I'm not gonna lie to you. Melchizedek apron. Oh, there's so much stuff in it, man. It talks about the custodians. It talks about the brotherhood. It talks about so much stuff, man. It goes into the Knights of the New Dawn, the Rat King. If you know the Rat King is, those are the people, the prison mentality. You have a lot of people out there with the Rat King mentality. They think that because they're in prison, or they utilize those type of mindset to accumulate things, and due to the fact that they're in an enclosed environment, they utilize whatever they accumulate to, you know, spread their power or just toss their weight wherever. So you have people that's doing the same thing here right now, and places that you go. You know what I mean? There's even one, the American Phoenix. I'm probably gonna read that one. That's not too bad. There's so much of it, man. I'm not gonna lie. There's a lot in it. I was reading about Saint Germain and his connection to the Brotherhood, and the connections that he had, and how he just moved from one place to the other. In many aspects, people deify this brother. There's even islands and places named off of this guy, and the affiliation he had with certain family members within Europe and within the Americas and all over. You know what I mean? He even helped with a coup that was in Russia one time. I guess they took out the king Peter the Great and replaced Peter the Great with Catherine the Great. It was the Olaf family who helped Catherine to do this coup. So it's so many things, man. And what happened in Europe with the, I think it's what they call them. They used to call them the Hesse family, or the Bushwicks, or the Hanovers, or whoever they're called, whatever name they go by now. This one goes in, you know what I mean? The difference between the Maverick religion and the connection with the Brotherhood and the Black Death and all types of stuff, man. They deify this guy Saint Germain. They equate him to the one that people call, I won't mention the name, but you know, the most famous religious person out there. He's equated to that guy. But yeah, there's many things, you know. So there's many things out there, and this book just goes in, man. I'm not gonna lie, it's not too bad. I think everybody should definitely get this book. Yeah, it's a good one. As I said, The Gods of Eden is by William Bromley, and man, it's not bad at all. You know, the connection he's trying to make, and the connection between the SS and the Nazis and the new Aryan utopia and all of the Messiah and all of these things, the connection is here and worldwide, and how most of these organizations are corrupted. It's an interesting thing. I'll probably read you a few quotes from it. I guess this one is a Maverick religion. That was what they was doing in India. They were trying out some stuff. They was trying to revamp it and boost it. Just like now, they're revamping a lot of things and just tossing it in your face and acting like it's something brand new. These concepts and these things are the same thing that you're just revitalizing again. It has not changed. But I'm gonna read a few quotes. You have the custodial religion, and then you have the maverick religion. On the custodian religion, I'm gonna read what it says. It says on the custodian religion side, right? It says human suffering, toil, and enslavement are a part of a broader spiritual plan which will ultimately lead to salvation and freedom for those who obediently endure it. That's what the custodial religion is saying. Now, the maverick religion is saying human suffering, toil, and enslavement are social ills that have no constructive purpose and stand in the way of spiritual salvation and freedom. Is the opposite of one side against the left hand, next side the right hand. One is saying this, the other is saying that. Ultimately, it boils down to whoever holds the seat and whoever wants to implement whatever plan they have. This one is not too bad. I just wanted to start it off like that. Um, so yeah, as you can see, there's many things going on outside right now. It's very serious what's going on. I've been talking about this. I've been putting my videos out there trying to warn everybody. And this is all a plan. It's a plan to get the people where they need to get the people. And it's so easy because anytime you want to control people, right, it's so easy. You always start with the most simplest of things. You're gonna, in the movies, in the books, in the stories, they'll start with the most main thing. They're gonna cut your resources, and those resources are always going to begin with the food, the water. Yeah, they're going to cut the light, the electricity. However, the human creature can survive without electricity and whatnot, right? We're very inventive like that. But you're going to cut the resources. They're going to just funnel you in a certain area, and then they're just going to just start cutting down things, just less and less and less. Hence why a curfew, hence martial law, things like that. I mean, it's common. um as long as people are aware of what's going on, they can know how to maneuver around it, over it, or under it. You know what I mean? Whichever works. And to me, I don't really pay much mind to these things because I'm aware of what's happening. I already know what's going to happen and what's going to happen next. You know what I mean? Here I am. I'm in the country. I have no problems in most aspects. I already know what to look out for. I already know what to expect. I already know how the people are. I already know how the system are. As I said before in my videos, people are fickle, very fickle. So I try not to associate myself with any type of organization because I know what it stands for and I know they're just propelling their own self. They don't even really care what's going to happen. You know what I mean? The organization may have started out as a good entity or an entity that was helping people. But like all things, it graduated and become more vile, more profane, more, devious, diabolical in that aspects. So people out here are doing what they normally do. Most people are angry. Other people are paid for it because if you're not going to pay the people to do these things, the people will never do it. That's a common thing. Common sense will tell you that. Okay? It's not what you think. And people are just too fickle because most people forget where they come from and they forget what type of upbringing they had and what type of country they're in. In their own country, they know that they're slaves, so they come to another country and try to puff up their chest, which makes no sense to me. And then they want to advocate for that country that they came from. However, like, this is a hat to me. I don't give a fuck. I mean, excuse the language, I don't care. That's the hat. That's that. I represent me. Wherever I lay, that's my home. That's my heart. Okay? So I'm here. So if something go down, of course I'm going to step up and defend where I am. That's a no-brainer. However, I'm not going to go out there and waving flag, oh, free this and all that. No, that don't make no sense. If that's the case, then I need to go back to my country and I need to fight the opposition that's, in my country. Why would I come here saying this and that? No, I'm going to keep it simple and I'm going to speak on the behavior of people, the human creature. and how we're so fickle and hypocritical. Now, if somebody come at my family, I'm gonna do what I have to do because the law dictates that I must protect myself and my family. So that's gonna be a no-brainer. That's a no-brainer, all right? No problem. I'm always gonna step up to that. Okay? So when you have people out there that's doing all of these things, they're good tomorrow, they're good today, and tomorrow is another thing. So I can't really pay that no mind, and no doubt it might be annoying and people make noise and this, but hey, people are people. I imagine everybody needs their outlook or their outlet in which they can get some therapy. They can play some music, they can walk their dog, have a little drinks here and there, and just push on as they continue within this physical makeup, this physical system. We have to know how to cope with it. We can't just get upset and say, oh, this and oh that. It's good to go and talk to a person though and let them know where you stand. Like my friend, my brother, my sister, could you just calm it down a bit? Now, if that's not working, step back and push on. What has nothing to do with you, let it be. Because as you might get involved, you're going to get yourself into a deeper hole. You're going to be in a lot of problems. So, as I said, and I'm just going to put my hat back on, you know what I mean? Because I'll be rocking it. I rock all hats. I got every color. To me, the world is whatever the world is. It's just one place that people just do whatever they want. I don't subscribe to this narrative. I don't want to subscribe to no narrative of this and that. Because I've been looking and reading a lot of stuff. And my focus mainly, I've been trying to gather the information to piece it together, what happened in certain aspects, what lead to it. And I've learned a lot that a lot of the things that happen. Okay, there's a lot of families out there, and these families, right? These families they have their own clan, and these clan, right? These families will they will have mercenaries. They will have companies in which they all have mercenaries, and they sell these mercenaries to other countries and other affiliates and collect their money because that's what it's about. It's always been about accumulating that wealth, whatever it takes, and it's always good to make sure that you got you got your mercenary army. There's many companies out there that that is a mercenary company that sell the forces from one place to the other. If you check the history of this place and go really far, you will realize that the Prussian military, they sell their mercenaries over here when the so-called revolutionary time was going on, and they did that all over the world. So it's not what the people telling you, oh, I have fought for this place, I have did all of this. It's like that for all countries. You send mercenary groups in each sector if you're paying the right price, and they take care of business. And that's how it's always been, and that's how it will forever be. Hence why there are so many child soldiers everywhere you go, because that's what a mercenary is. The biggest army. You can, you pay them, you tell them what you need, and they go and take care of it. That's just how it is. That's very common. People are not putting that together. Those who know. So, on a militant mindset, there is many companies out there that have their own mercenary groups, and when it's time, they pay them, and they're under the guise of whatever you put in there. So this mercenary company might name Star One, or the mercenary company of let's say Ace One. So this mercenary company Ace that they outsource from wherever, and they're gonna come, whatever, gather the children from out of school, yada yada yada, do this, and if there's threats, they take care of them. That's what a mercenary company does. It's quite common. Okay, so stop acting surprised. If you check your history, and if you check what's really going on, and common sense, if you tap into it, will tell you everything is not what it seems. It is not. Okay? So for me, I don't really pay much mind to the fabrication of stuff, because things are going to happen. It's always bigger than what it is. Okay? It's always bigger than what it is. If you know what time it is, we're in that time. So you gotta be ready. You gotta make sure that everything is set and ready. You can get ready all you want, no doubt. things are still gonna go how it's gonna go. You just gotta know how to be more adaptive, know how to work, you know what I mean, know how to operate, be active. So these are the things. So you gotta know that. And what's happening now, because to me, as I said, they're just utilizing all of these programmings to get the people, because everybody's under some type of spell work, some type of programming, and they buy into the programming and they think that this and that and whatever, whatever, you know what I mean? They forget that they're individuals, they forget that they're a part of a sect, a part of a cult, and they are attached to that programming because they choose not to go out of there, or it better serves them, so they're gonna stick to what serves them, stick to what something that they can just work with. So the children are under a heavy intense programming. The adults always, because hey, you have to work every single day and do what you have to do so you can maintain the physical material stuff you have, so that way you won't really get to tap into that spiritual aspect of who you are. And the children are influenced by the institutions that you send them, and then the media that is right in front of them, that they will continue to read and do the most. Because as I said, the goal is to get the children and the people in a docile mindset, a docile psychosis in which they can be easily influenced, easily manipulated. Then you have the children dancing, they're covering their face, they dancing. That is mental. That is mental to the fullest. They're here out here singing songs of death and suicide. That is also mental. They're out here outsourcing to other programmings, by whether it be somebody saying they're broken and beautiful, whether that be somebody saying, oh, they feel so upset because things is not going their way. That's weak mindset. They utilize these idols and people in front of you to just keep you in a docile mindset. And then, on top of it, they bring back the old stuff. The old stuff is to trigger you, to keep you within that mindset. So here they're redoing this old song, this old artist, and they're going to have this new artist sing that song to keep you in that same type of mentality. You're just going to hear it and say, oh my, yes, power to the people. But actually, you're not doing nothing. Only thing you're really doing is just perpetuating, because the people who say that they're about it and this and that, they're actually liars. They're agents. They don't care for you. They're just here to manipulate you, take what they can from you, and push on. Okay? So they're utilizing the old stuff to try and trigger you, to keep you in a mindset of this perpetual anger and sadness and just confused, because that's how it goes. So when somebody say, oh, we're gonna thank this artist for this and that, and oh, 100 years for that person, or 50, no, we don't care for that. You know why? Because as I told you before, they're trying to deify that person. They're trying to just keep you on that stage of just docile content, in which you're just like, oh, I can't do nothing, but I'm so thankful for it. I am so thankful. No, that is very weak. It is up to you. It is up to the people to keep the balance within this world. If you're not willing and able to keep the balance in this world, whatever happened, it's on you, because you are allowing it. Where is the people? You're supposed to keep things balanced. If you realize that the power structure is doing too much and not doing its job, it's up to the people to stand up and say, hey, whoa, no more of that. The people is the equilibrium. The people represents the balance, the checks and the balance, the parliament, the crown, the people. However, the people became complacent, the people became docile, the people become lazy, and now a system is leading us, and now we are just content with just having our hands out for any scraps that can be given. Now the people have become something that they can't even acknowledge. The people have lost something that they should have never even lose in the first place. They lose sight of what they're supposed to maintain, which is the balance within this world, which is the balance within themselves. Ultimately, due to the fact that we're not self-reliant, we allow a globalized system to tell us what to do, to keep us on the ground, to keep us in the mindset that we cannot do nothing for ourselves or nothing better. We have to be dependent on a system, a global system that will keep us in a perpetual slave mind, a perpetual work mind, and that's all you'll ever be. Because no matter what type of thing you choose to dive into, if you choose to be a part of this side or that side, ultimately, eventually, it's not going to benefit you, and it's going to hurt your children or hurt you. And now you have no choice but to be opposed to whatever you used to do. That's how it is. It's the people who is allowing these things to happen and then tell themselves, oh, I can't do nothing about what can I do? You are allowing this. We are giving consent due to the fact that we are not saying, hey, no more. However, we shouldn't stand up for no foolishness. We shouldn't be standing up because some protest, some other this over here saying, no, we're not going to do that. We are going to do what's needed to make sure that everything is on a fair up and up. We cannot just say, oh, you're gonna say you're gonna protest, but yet still you're gonna be in front of a person that's trying to go to work to feed their children. You're gonna stop them, but yet still you're going to talk about you're protesting for this person that's doing bad stuff. So that's mental. That is mental. These people out here, they're paid agents and they're mental. You got to just move past them because ultimately they don't care for you. These people are fickle, and I don't care about their skin color, their race or whatever. It doesn't matter. You know why? You know why? Because it was good for you a week ago. No, that it's not good for you now. It's a problem. And that's how it is. So you got to let people know, hey, you start with that same energy. Remember what you did. And as I said, it's up to the people to keep things equal, to keep it balanced. Do not fall for whatever they're putting in front of you. Don't fall for it. It has nothing to do with you. Honestly, that's why right now what they're doing, they're burning people's houses down. For what reason? So they can get you involved. Where's the law and order? I thought the law was supposed to take care of this. Isn't it? The law's supposed to take care of them. However, you as the individual now, you go outside and do something. No, you will get put down. You will get arrested. The law's supposed to protect the citizens, the residents that is working hard and paying back into the country. That's what the law's supposed to do. I thought you are a property of this country. Being the fact that you are a property of whichever country that you're registered in, and the fact that you're paying them tax, you're paying them extortion money. They're supposed to protect you. But it doesn't work like that. It doesn't. For some reason, due to the fact that it is so messed up and convoluted, it's used against you. Now you have people running around doing unnecessary stuff. I don't understand. Even though I know what's going on. Let's just put this easy so you can understand. If people can get up and go attack or storm any type of federal or government building and not get put down by the same government that tells them what to do, that's a problem. And if a person can just go outside and just do rampage stuff and Molotov and violate somebody and don't get put down by the same laws that's supposed to protect you, something is wrong with that. Something is wrong with that. Now, eventually, things will, outgrow whatever is outgrown. However, they're implementing new tactics, new things. Here comes the robots now. Here comes the robot. Here comes the drone looking at everybody. Here, drop a missile. Bam, man down, man down. So they're going to implement a lot of things. And most of these people out there, as I said, they're paid. Just be careful and be mindful. Protect your family. Protect your family and protect yourself. That's what matters. Don't follow nobody out there because they never cared for you then. Why they want help now? Okay? They were with everybody. They're with everybody and they're willing to do what they can to you to get you down. But soon as they feel away, now they want your help. No. Be strong. Don't fall for the trick. Be strong. Stand on business. Be balanced. Eventually, everything is happening for a reason. Don't forget what's happening. It's a silent genocide, along with the warring faction of the families. The families and these clan members are fighting each other, vying for power. And we're caught in the middle due to the fact they're trying to implement what they are trying to implement. And that is something that is already in front of you. Are you willing? You have to be able to see these things coming and know how to operate. You have to act accordingly as you see these things happening. And it will only get worse. And I've done my part. And I make sure I did my part. Last night the moon was full, as they say it. Summer solstice is upon us, the new year. There's many things implementing, and there's many things people are not paying attention to. The quarter is about to end. They're having their meeting right now. The Berg building or whatever building is having, these corporations are having their meetings, and they're going over their 100-year plan, their 25-year plan or whatnot. They're having their meetings. You're not paying attention to that. As I said, the quarter is about to end. 2025, the end of 2025, that's it. The new quarter starts 2026, because every quarter is what? You know what a quarter is. So you have to pay attention to that these things are happening, and they're replaying the same old sequence. The same cycles of events are repeating itself. So we know what to expect. So be mindful of that. These are the things that we must be aware of. Now, I'm going to start my reading. This one is called Three Realms of Manifestation. This is a good one. You like this one. It says, therefore, I am called thrice greatest Hermes, having all three parts of the wisdom of the whole universe. Herein have I explained the operation of the sun. What makes Hermes thrice greatest? Through his enlightenment, Hermes has conquered all three levels of reality. The spiritual world of the subtle mind and imagination, that's one. The mental world of our personality and influences of our hidden soul, that's two. And the physical world of grasp matter, our human body, as well as the stone, which is ultimately the spiritual embodiment, 3. These levels are represented esoterically as the sun, moon, and earth, 3. Trinity, thrice, In alchemy, in alchemical terms, they are higher states of consciousness called sulfur, mercury, and salt. Sulfur, mercury, and salt in the term of higher state of consciousness. You can do experiment with that to see what I come up with. The entity named Hermes Trismegismus has also experienced 3 incarnations. He first appeared as Thoth, whom the Egyptians worshipped as the god of thought, and who preserved the knowledge of the ultimate truth through the great cleansing flood. So the worthy the worthy still might have a chance of transformation. So he preserved the knowledge. So we all may have a chance, I guess. Next, he appears as Akhenaten, the pharaoh who worshipped the Aten, the one thing, and sought to live in accordance with the providence of the one mind. Thirdly, he came to us as Balinese. What's this one? Balinas. Oh yeah, Balinas. The misfit youth who rediscovered of the tablet transformed his life, whose tireless work in Alexandria made it possible for the content of the miraculous document to be transmitted to our era. These incarnation of Hermes correspond to the three great cosmic what's this emission or emanation. Okay, these cosmic emanations. First was the original act of thought, the creation of the universe. The grand union of fire and water accomplished by the action of the one mind and the one thing. Second was the birth of light within matter, the rise of spirit and creation of consciousness to establish the evolution of soul. Finally came the virgin birth from the union of spirit and soul within man and woman, which represent the second creation, man purified and man and woman purified and reborn as a higher level. This reunion of spirit and soul is the Christ consciousness. You hear that? This reunion of spirit and soul is the Christ consciousness that was demonstrated not only in the life of Jesus, but in the life of Balinese and others as well, and which any person can obtain, having been shown the way. You must be shown the way. Are you a believer in yourself? Let me stop. Let me not digress too much. What Hermes called a pattern. There's a pattern. Don't forget the pattern. There's always a sequence and pattern. The all-encompassing pattern of Hermes is nothing less than the perfection of the cosmic soul. That is processed in evolutionary is evidenced by nature herself. As we can witness its pattern in our lives. The alchemical process for achieving the perfection of nature is what is referred to in the last line of the last rubric of the emerald tablets. The operation of sun is a way to describe God in the most objective way. The conversion of energy into matter. The self-sufficient sun feeding off its sun through all eternity is a symbol of the same process going on within our soul if we know how to tap in. Remember what I said when I start my videos, that all of this is going on. That's going on out there is going on within you. You're your own sun. You have your own energy. Okay? We have the energy to do these things. You just got to tap into that soul, your own power. Okay? Let me continue. Okay, so tap into it. Tap into the hidden sun, the soul, or whatever you want to call it. Tap into the hidden sun of our deepest being is like a nuclear reaction. Ooh. That drives our physical and spiritual transformation. Some people have witnessed that energy firsthand, and its awesome power has frightened them so much that they keep it bottled up inside, where it continues to burn deep within the ley lines contained of self. You push it deep within you. Deep within you, so you can block all the memories and all the things that happen to you. You suppress yourself so you can continue to move within the society without feeling like you're a burden or trying to hurt somebody. Tap into yourself. Find a quiet space and a moment. Talk to yourself and cry. Get out those feelings. You better cry to yourself. Go somewhere, cry to yourself, and push on. Easy as that. When you get rid of that, when you express and get rid of that, that is so good for you. You take the weight off your shoulders. You know what I mean? You take that weight off your shoulders. Get it out of you, man. You know what I mean? Get that anger out of you. Just push it out of you. Bring forth that energy, that soul. Okay. However, the union of spirit and soul, the one mind, with the one thing is a force that cannot be denied on whatever level it occurs. And it will have its way no matter what we do to contain it. It will have its way. So you will tap in. All right. Other more courageous souls have learned to harness that energy with the carbon rods of meditation, and use it like a heavenly vacuum, a never ending source of spiritual nourishment. The alchemists believe they could repeat the pattern put forth in the emerald tablets to harness the natural transformative forces at work in the universe and apply them to their own lives and experiment. How to use the tried and true formula is the subject of the next part of this book. What the hell? Applying the emerald formula, sun and moon. What does it say? Oh, the great work. Oh, so it looks like the next time we're going to have to dive into the great works. And many people to this day have still trying to accomplish the great works or search for what is this great works we talk about. I just explained that you have to tap into that energy, right? The union of soul and spirit, the one mind and the one thing. Even if you take a while, eventually it's gonna come online. Cause it's like this, right? It's a ripple effect, a domino effect. Once a good few start coming online, like a contagious virus, like a contagious flu, it's just gonna bam pass on to the next one. Now everybody's coming out of that zombie-like state. But hey, let me not get too excited and say too more. It's up to you as an individual to tap into yourself. Simple as that. No one is coming to save you but yourself. Only you can save you. Not your invisible things that you think is going to come and save you. But you will, though. You will. So, yeah, just be safe out there, you know what I mean? This is your guy, Creative Humble, coming to you again. As I said, don't be a victim. Don't allow yourself to be victimized. Okay? Be strong, be vigilant, and just be aware, you know? You got this. Even if today was a rough day, don't forget, today was an easy day. Tomorrow is the next one. And keep repeating the cycle, right? You'll be fine. Everybody has their time. I'll see you next time. Bless.